everyone is nominated to say one sentence. Please make it one sentence and don't make it 10 comments. Just keep it really brief, really short. The distinctive team can come down, and after everyone's spoken, we're going to ask you two questions. So you all line up, and we'll ask you the same question you asked in a row. All the secretaries already, please come down, so we don't have to wait for you guys to come down.
There's so many. You don't do that. We got a what? No. That would be stealing it. So we already don't have it.
Okay. Now we're going to because there's so many secretaries as well, we won't let the nominators say anything, so it's only going to be the secretaries. We're going to just go down the list for 1 minute, and we're going to start with Maria. Guys, please be quiet.
Good morning. Thank you, Magda, for the invitation. I'm Maggie Michel, CEO of IVSA India, and that's actually the highest one in North Africa. I'm running the secretary position at the IVSA of Earth to see how things work on the backstage and especially to help you guys. By contacting new people, promoting more IVSA, trying to find new events, and making it all one. Given the fact that I would really like to be with employees spaces. Actually, my experience as a leader of one of the first future IVSA training helped me a lot to grow and gain more knowledge and skills, such as communication, teamwork, and management. My laser says, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create new. Thank you very much for your trust and your time.
Can I just someone else ask me a question so that I can say it? Oh, that's good. Okay, do you want to quickly state the preference for which Xbox do you like to help? MOD. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Clara Laurent from IVSA Lyon, France. Since my first Congress, I want to run for a position in IVSA because during this Congress, I discovered a lot of dynamic people and also great values such as tolerance, solidarity, selflessness. And I want to learn more about it and to contribute to those values. During the second Congress, I understand better how IVSA works, but I also see some points that can still be improved. And I really want to help specifically the MOD because I have already spoken a bit with Andre and I really believe what he, I have really, sorry, I really enjoy to work with him and all of you. I want to help him achieve that every delegate can understand better the GA and participate equally to these assemblies. As a secretary, and especially MOD secretary,
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Meg from IVSA Taiwan, and I'm also the OC of Symposium in Taiwan this year. Knowing IVSA is the best thing that ever happened to me in my grad school life, and after working for Symposium as an OC, I truly feel that being a secretary is what I can do now to devote myself more to this big family. And to be a secretary, I am very hardworking, open-minded, and really easy to approach through the internet. And I think that is and help me sharpen my strengths and make IVSA better and better. Thank you very much. And I prefer MOD.
Okay. Amber.
Hello, I'm Amber from IVSA Stagma. I'm new to IVSA this year and I plan to become very involved. The best way to do about IVSA while helping the team and immersing myself in the work that I need to provide. I make a great secretariat because I'm organized, responsible, and would love communicating with other team members. I plan to carry on the IVSA tradition and keeping the organization as great as it always has been. And I'd also really love to work with the committee coordinator.
My name is Nara. I'm a third year vet student here in Vienna, and I'm currently the EO of IVSA Austria. I remember my first event in Turkey when I had no idea what was going on in the game, but it was still so fascinating, and from then on it didn't let me go anymore. Now after 3 international events and being EO for 3 years and a big chapter right now, we're within the top 10 in those. We have so many incomings, outgoings. Yeah, there's so much going on, and also being in the OC right now for 9 months now it is already. And now we're running the Congress, so I think I gained so much experience, and I feel ready for this job now. I would love to support EXCO, get to know all their work, and learn as much as I can, and then see what the future next year brings. And I would love to be assigned to, if it's possible, treasurer and committee coordinator.
I'm looking from IVSA Kuznahoka. I was adopted to IVSA family 1 year ago. This is the fourth Congress in Kuznahoka when I was an LC. And after the symposium in Taiwan and the VC Congress in Vienna, I decided that I have to help to be more involved in IVSA, and I have the best practice to be a secretary. Why should you vote for me? I think you have to give me a chance to thank you for having me here and to prove myself as a hard-working person and to show my passion and dedication to IVSA. Thank you. And also, as a secretary, I would like to be for MOD, that, and treasurer.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dong Cho from South Korea, and I'm not sure as most of you have heard in this conference. And I'd like to introduce myself by telling you about my future visions. I always wanted to be an officer of an international organization like IVSA or OIA. So it is always fascinating me to meet a lot of people from all over the world and share some stories and eventually become friends. So this is the main reason why I want to be the secretary. So here comes the question: why I should be the one for the secretariat? For my specialty, I have my dancing skills to make more passion for IVSA. So yeah, thank you. I'm from South Korea, and I would like to work as the secretariat of MOD to be able to contact for everyone. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Isabella. I come from IVSA Indonesia, and I just finished my third year, and I just finished my research paper. And this is the last year of my paper study, and I want to make something different, that memorable, that making influence that IVSA Global and IVSA Chapter is the same equally. And when I was the local officer in my chapter, I was holding 3 departments, public service, public health, and geography. And I was helped many programs nationally that you know that Indonesia has 10 universities become one chapter, and it involves one event involves the 10 universities, and that makes me a person who can do a good self-management and even organize many people. And so with those characters that I have, I fit in this job. The position that I will use refer MOD.
I am Milan Andersen. I am currently the president of IVSA Denmark. I started out as secretary for IVSA Denmark. I first really experienced the
And I think that everyone does such an amazing job, and I really want to be part of that. So I want to be more involved in all of this, but I don't really think I'm up for running for a scout. So this is why I'm running for secretariat, and I'm a very helpful and trustworthy person. I'm good at working in teams, and I actually really enjoy all of this administrative work. As I am from Denmark, I think I could be really helpful with the relocation of the office from Denmark to Belgium. That is probably a lot easier if there's actually someone living in Denmark. And I also think that all of the positions in the exco are really important, but I would really like to help out the MOD or the committee committee.
Hello everybody, morning to this. My name is Paul Said. I'm from IVSA Namibia. It's really great honor to be here today with all of you great people. It really shows that as the presidents in the whole world can come together and we can come and unite and show the world that we can be the best organization in the whole world. And I should really congratulate everybody who's here today. Because for me, it's really a pleasure to have met each and everybody. So as a person from a really small country, Namibia, which is still small in Western Basin, I would really like to do a lot to help us all as students so that each and every chapter in the world is represented in the world in IVSA. And I'm a really hardworking individual. I'm passionate about seeing people coming together, and I would really love to see unity and prosperity amongst all IVSA chapters in the whole world. So if you vote for Boston, you vote for prosperity and unity, and don't worry, with me, everything will be under control, okay? I'll be running for public relations officer.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniela Arantuna and I'm from Slovakia. Currently, I'm an exchange officer of IVSA Slovakia in Košice. When I was asking myself where the motivation comes from, the answer was very clear. It's from you. And do you know why? Because IVSA offers me family, friendship, exchanges, and many more. So, why do I want to run as secretary? This is the reason. Thank you. I would like to run for MOD.
Hey guys, I'm Mira from IVSA Bucharest. I'm the president of IVSA Bucharest. I have to say that my first year I was actually in Malta, and after that I transferred to Bucharest. I had the idea to reactivate the chapter in Bucharest, and after the Congress last year in Romania, I was sure that I had to do that, and I did. This year in Taiwan, we were accepted. I think that this way I proved myself that I can do that, and I also want to raise the standard of my faculty. Now I feel that I really have to be as involved as I can, and I have to take advantage of these 3 years left of my student life. I also want to develop myself as much as I can, and the chapter from Paris. And I have to say that I'm really happy that now we are two delegates from Paris, and together with other delegates from our country, we are really proudly representing Romania. Take care. I would like to run for Delhi or Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Nagma from Iran. I have 21 years old. The person from my country attended for the IVSA. This is the second Congress and I had a lot of funny and lovely experiences that I would like to share with the others. Glad to see you again. Until now, no, excuse me. At the end, I would like to, I will try to do my best as a secretary and I prefer to work at the end. Thank
Hello everyone, I am Uzay, the Turkish Viking. I was
I'm the president of IVSA Bursa Turkey. So, as all of you guys know, we were working to prepare a great symposium for you guys. But, there are some unfortunate events in Turkey. So, we had to cancel it. So, we are now focusing on local events mostly. And this time, I want to give myself to IVSA family. I want to work for IVSA family, and this is my first time with this great family. I want to get close with you. I want to be more helpful to you. So, thank you. I will say external relations.
Luana has a video. Luana, yeah, you have it in the stick.
The video is 2 minutes, and we will cut it in half, and I will publish it on Facebook as well, so you can see it. It was on the stick.
Where's your yeah, let's just continue with the next one first. Yes?
Hello, my name is Leila Sari, and I based in Iran. I'm president of Iran, and this is my fifth year. Year of the student in graduate school. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of experience because I attended IVSA Congress and some symposium before, and therefore I would like try to do my best in our last presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cyril from Thailand. I live in Thailand. This is my first time to be in this congress, but I think that I shouldn't waste the time for the next congress to be participating in the secretary because I thought that Thailand is quite a new chapter that can be participating in IVSA, but I would like to improve my chapter to be like globally and actually like this is one of my dreams to be like participating in the world organizations. I'm maybe not a leaders, but I am a good supporter. So I would like to start my work in like an organization like IVSA family to be a secretary. And I think that I have an open mind. Maybe I was a little bit grumpy, but I didn't feel like that. And I truly learned to communicate with other people and learn anything from other people. And then I have like I'm an open mind person and hard work person. So thank you. I would like to work for public relations coordinator.
Hello everyone, I'm Steve. I was in Thessaloniki, member of IVSA for 3 years, and I was elected as the sponsorship director in my chapter for next year. Getting to know IVSA was one of my most exciting experiences. I believe that the people of IVSA were working so hard to promote veterinary science and also inspire the students to open up their minds to really strong goals that both have heard and believe in. That's the reason why I would like to run for the position of the secretary, especially for the ERO. I can say that I have the confidence to carry through the tasks that may come my way. I already know it would be quite challenging for me, but I always felt I'm a very person. I do believe that it is possible for me to undertake any task may come and may given to me this position work. Why should you work for me? I can say I'm an special person, but I can show you something. If this was there, this would be my number I would say. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Adrian from IVSA France. Me standing here in front of you was quite unexpected because I thought it wasn't for me. Not because I wouldn't be good at this job, but because I was scared not be at least just as good as the previous secretaries, to not be good enough for this awesome association. But then I decided to run for secretary because I sat for a second and I realized that the fact that I cared that much showed that I'm 200% motivated for this job. And I thought, come on, get up, go there, move your ass, and show them just how good you are. So here I am, people, ready for secretary, if you'd let me. Thank you. Public coordination or
Hello everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Hermione, and I'm from Greece. Since I've been since I've known IVSA, I think it's an amazing organization and has a lot to offer to the people and students especially. So I'm running for secretary in order to make other people get in touch with IVSA and learn as much as other. I'm running for the position of Captain PRC. I have the same position in my own local factor in Greece, and I think if I can combine these two positions, that would be great, and I have many things to offer and gain from this position. So it would be a great experience, and I'm very creative, social person, and very reliable and hardworking. So if you want to vote for me, it's your choice. Thank you, Nana.
Hello guys, many of you don't know me because this is my first congress. I'm Sana from IVSA Tunisia. I've been the EL for 2 years, and I've been one of the top ELs for last year along with Mariam. I've been a member of IVSA for 2 years now, and that has me involved like a lot, both on a professional and a social level. And I think it is everyone's duty to expand this experience to as much returning students as possible. I think being secretary is providing you an actual concrete bridge to be able to do that. As for why I think I'm suitable for this position, I must say I have a masochistic like sense of duty, and I'm also very patient, and I'm also really used to being overworked because like I do so many things on like national scale in Tunisia and relationships.
Yes.
We have a video from
Luana.
yeah. Longer than 1 minute, so we're gonna stop it at minutes.
It's like a little bit closer to Facebook, so you can work
Who's running for PRC? Maybe help me. There's the box table.
I'm 22 years old. I'm from I'm 22 years old. I'm from Brazil. It is a state called Belém. It's situated in the Amazon region. And I am currently local president of IVSA Belém. We were accepted during the last symposium in Taiwan, and now I'm running for secretary position. Well, I think that being a secretary will help me to develop my email and to make it more faster and stronger by seeing how IVSA works from the core. And that will also help me to understand better IVSA spirit and also spreading the word on how IVSA and my city and my country and my continent. Because as far as I know, IVSA Belém is the only active MO in Brazil and maybe in South America. So we really need to. Okay.
Yes, so our preference is MOD. Okay. Is there another question on the floor? Is there anyone who'd like to ask one question for all the secretaries? Okay, then thank you very much. Okay, moving on to the trust. The trust will also, the people that were donated to the trust will also be allowed to speak for 1 minute. Anka, can you please start? Okay. Hi guys. I guess most of you know me. I'm an excellent lead this term. I'm running for trust mainly because I have the feeling that starting so many new projects with the MOD this year, it is really helpful for each MOD to have the last MOD as a trust or as a person they come in contact to actually hand over properly the position, because it's really important that you guys know that the next MOD is actually knows what's going on in each of your chapters. They actually updated on what you need and everything else. This is the main part where I want to run for trust because I still want to get involved. And the second big part, I'm not done yet, so I don't feel like I'm stopping working for IVSA. It's my last school year, so it's my last position I could do. So that's why I actually want to still stay involved, be part of the trust, help IVSA, help the New Mexico, proceed with the projects, and that's it. Okay, next up is Emma van Looyen, but since she's also the chair, she's not allowed to speak on the personal behalf. Therefore, we'll not give a motivation speech. The nominee form is outside. If you have any questions, please feel free to approach her.
How does she look like?
She's hot.
Hi guys, I think most of you know me already. My name is Anil, and just according to my report card, I am a little bit lazy, but the problem is not being lazy. If I need, I can work also 22 hours per day, because I just know where I should involve, when I should involve. So as a trustee, I always try to give my advice. Malcolm and his new board, as a past president, past PRZ, but always I keep my line. Because trust is just for the advice to help expert students are managing the IVSA. So I will try to find support financially, near executive committee with my connections. And last thing, before I go, also I want to work, since I will be alumni next year, I want to work alumni IVSA balance and make better collaboration. As you did always last 2 years, trust me, and don't worry, you will be not regret at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
So for much sharing, we have the voice note, which I will give exactly 1 minute. I will
try the microphone a lot. Maybe the portable one is portable. Oh, it's so smart.
I'm from Utrecht, the Netherlands, and I would like to be part of the trust. I've been pretty active in the IVSA from the year 2011 till last year. During this time, I've experienced the IVSA in different ways. I was Vice President in the OC for the 62nd Congress in Utrecht, and Treasurer in the EXCO for the year 2012-2013. As a recent graduated vet, I've experienced firsthand how important it is to keep developing and learning after your studies have finished. I think the IVSA Alumni Project could have a huge contribution in this for many recent graduates, and that's why I would love to put my time and effort in this project. Of course, I would also assist and advise the EXCO in any way possible. Thanks everyone for considering my nomination, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Then we'll be moving on to Charlene.
Hi everyone, so I'm Charlene. I'm currently the secretary for the MOD. I'm also EU senior in my chapter, and it's now my fifth IVSA event, so I'm kind of part of the old one. I learned a lot this year. I truly believe that we did a great job as a MOD team, thanks to all the secretaries and thanks to the MOD ANCA. So I do have some experience to offer to the next EXCO and the next secretariat, especially about teamwork and how you can work with your secretary. There is also another thing I want to point out, is that you will notice that Lana and me, we come from the same MOD team. We don't have the same goal, but I know I can do a great job at church without her, and she can do a great job at church without me, but together we can do something really bigger. So please guys, don't choose between both of us. So, done?
Hello, my name is Lana Lee, and as some of you may know, I've been in the office for the secretary for the MOD, and as Charlene has just told us, that we had the best teamwork ever for the MOD team, and we are very eager to continue on the best work that we have did with including the same team for the next year. And then I have been asked so much for if I am running for anything this year, and that I have been really, really sad that I cannot be more involved at this very moment. But then I realized that there is no one in the trust who has been advising the secretaries to do that. And then I thought that I could do the job to advise those who will start the job as for the first time to find out if they're doing the right job or if they're involved enough. Yes, to be assure you, it took me a lot of time to decide if I'm running for anything, like the trust or anything. Thank you.
So guys, my name is Adam. I'm the older brother actually. I have 26 years old and I was graduated after this Congress, but I'm not sad because I had a lot of experiences with the lovely association from 4 years ago in South Africa. And right now, I'm here for telling you guys about I was secretary before in the last year, and that's it. Oh, before. Every time, finally, I have two Iranian dishes for all of you. Happy and healthy.
Thank you for this comment from the election committee, who has actually checked the bylaws about the trustees. This is the first time we've had more than 6 trustees. And their bylaws state if there are more than 6 nominees for the trust, but less than 6 nominees who have held a position in the exco, those who have held a position in the exco will be elected without a vote. If 6 or more members who have held a position in the EXCO nominate for a trustee position, the nomination of all nominees who have not held a position in the EXCO are invalidated. So at this moment we have uh, four nominations from people that have been on EXCO.
3.
4. Are you not on EXCO? Mathieu is 4.
Okay, I didn't remember.
Come on. So since we have 4 nominations for people that have been on EXCO, those 4 nominations are elected without a vote. And will therefore on Tuesday vote for the remaining 2 positions out of the 3 secretary nominations. Okay? So I then officially have to say congratulations to Arne-Katrien, Emma van Rooyen, Anil Tuur, and Mathieu Visser for being elected to the trust. Okay, then we move on to the last section of the questions. Yes.
Okay, so there's a general question for all the trustees. If they are willing to be chair of working group 209. So,
you want to say it? Okay. So we discussed it before with all the nominees, and none of us except for Mathieu actually wants to do the alumni chair. As he is elected, he's. Oh, sorry, say it. It's hard to say it because there are no times between.
You also say it is the same.
Are you interested in running for the chair for the alumni?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, then sorry, then you have 2. And so is Mathieu.
But why do you say it is not elected? So
No,
current
it's not elected yet.
yes. If said elected, yes.
Okay. That was a question that we allowed for the trust. Then we're moving on to the last category, which is committee chairs and working group chairs. So for the first category, we have standing committee on One Health. We have Caroline, Celia, and Clara. Can Celia, Clara, and the representative of Caroline please come down? So we're starting with Caroline. You have 2 minutes. So a bit long. Okay, I'm speaking on behalf of Caroline. Gandhi once said, "A good man is a friend of all living things," and I believe his way of thinking is deeply rooted in the One Health concept. As One Health involves both humans, animals, and the environment, it is amazing to see that the IVSA is already so actively promoting the concept among veterinary students at the global level. It would be a great opportunity to help further develop and strengthen IVSA's activities on One Health. Currently, I'm the editor of the SCO Veterinary Public Health Journal. I would be honored to, as the chair of the SCO, be able to take this to the next level and guide the committee towards developing and expanding our project on TB and AMR, improve our PR, and involve our locals at a local level.
My interest for One Health started when I was the president of the Public Health Committee of our faculty during my bachelor degree. With the search for subjects for our events, we crossed many cases that showed obvious failure in handling infectious disease outbreaks and their consequences. For example, with SARS and avian influenza, and even with the Q fever outbreak in my own country in 2008. It thrills me that although there is much knowledge within the different academic fields, an efficient approach to global issues can become a failure by lack of communication and cooperation between these disciplines. This passion further grew during my research internship at the Food and Agriculture Organization, the FAO, in Rome, and it got clear how powerful the One Health concept can be, but also how challenging it is to get all different fields involved. As IVSA, we provide an incredibly powerful platform to share information and ideas. I'm highly motivated to let IVSA's activities on One Health flourish and add my time, ideas, and knowledge on One Health by taking the position of the co-chair. I am organized.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ilya and I'm from IVSA Estonia. I'm going to start my third year this September. And the reason why I want to run for the chair of the One Health Committee is that I'm really passionate and motivated about the One Health and those issues as zoonosis and global health and also food safety. And I also see my future career in that field. And I was actually involved in IVSA before I even got into the vet school. And I have been really active in global and local levels right from the beginning of my studies. And I was the founder and also first president and current CEO of IVSA Estonia. And last year, I was really happy to be part of the COVID, and I got to learn that how committees work, and also this is my fourth congress already, and I'm really happy to learn also how the organization works. And I also was really interested to attend last week in TNT training with trainers event, and also several other events. And as I got to enjoy so many IVSA activities already, and being part of this great family, I really would like to put my own input to this great family and do my best, our lovely association. Okay, thank you.
Hi everyone, for those who don't know me yet, I'm Claire, I'm from Vienna, I'm in the fourth year of my studies. My IVSA experience goes back to my first year at this university, and I joined the first year exchange to Norway, which is really amazing. This year I attended a symposium in Taiwan, the annual Welfare Conference in the Netherlands, and both of them were great events, and of course now the Congress in Vienna. Last year I applied for the position as project manager within SCO, and I was responsible for this year's Stop TB campaign, and I'll be working on World Rabies Day the upcoming weeks, and I'm already looking forward to that. Therefore, I'm aware of the tasks that lie ahead of me, or would lie ahead of me as co-chair. The last time I was speaking in front of over 200 people was during my time as head of the Students' Council at this university. While exercising that position, I improved my skills in guiding a team and working together as role modeling. I learned a lot in the last years about strategic management and took a lot of chances to boost my organizational skills. Not only the project within SCO, but also my work in the Students' Council, and of course the work in the OC right now, had a great share in the contribution to my skills development. I enjoyed working with a great SCO team last year very much, and the main reason why I started studying veterinary medicine is due to my interest in One Health, and I'm really glad that I got the chance to get involved with the concept of One Health as a project manager within SCO. But I would like to do more. I'm a very enthusiastic person, and once I've made a decision, I stick to 100%. Being chair of SCO would give me a chance to devote myself more to One Health and general, and it also gives me another chance to dedicate myself further to the IVSA family.
There is a question number 4 for every nominee. Have you held a position in a committee and have you spoken to the committee chair of SCO? Current committee chair. Kiki? I think you can answer this without
Okay, well, as I said in her speech, she was a member of the committee the past year, and she worked on the Veterinary Public Health Journal. I don't specifically know if she talked to Elizabeth, but I think so. She did? Okay.
I didn't have a position in One Health Committee, but I had a position in COVID. And I wrote some articles as well about the public health journal. And I didn't talk to Elizabeth as now, but I actually talked to her in Romania. But
As I mentioned, I was one of the project managers within SCO this year, and I have not told Elizabeth my decision that I'm running now, but I talked to Elizabeth earlier that I'm interested in.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Okay, moving on to Animal Welfare Committee. So we have Hillary, Latif, and I have a video from Maya. Was this the nominee still? Latif? Earlier on? Is he not here? Is he not here? Okay.
Hello, my name is Hillary Tash. I'm from Illinois in the United States. While I'm very young here at IVSA, this is my first Congress. I've been interested in international work for quite some time, even before I started veterinary school. I worked in West Africa for 2.5 years, and actually just before coming to this Congress, I was in India for 1 month. And I thoroughly enjoy working in global health and international collaboration. And so naturally, I want to be involved in IVSA. I'm very passionate about animal welfare and have been for quite some time. Actually, 2 years ago at my school, I helped form an animal welfare club because our curriculum currently does not have any emphasis on animal welfare. Since then, it's become one of the most active clubs in the school. A lot of students show a lot of interest, and so much so that we're in talks to start an animal welfare class, which is crazy after 2 years. So pretty cool. As Alex mentioned earlier, the Animal Welfare Committee needs a lot of work. So I think my experience starting this club will be a great benefit. I'm open-minded. I love talking to people and listening to their opinions and their viewpoints. I like collaboration. I think it would be great to work with other people. So, thank you.
Just trying to find the video. Thank you guys.
having lots of fun at the IVSA conference in Vienna. So say hi everyone. Anyways, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marta Sternska. I'm currently president of the IVSA Warsaw chapter and also running for the position of the AWC chair. So I'd like to tell you why I like to be the AWC chair. So first thing, my main reason is my deep love for animals. It may sound trivial, but it's true. I entered that school months because I wanted to improve the quality of their lives. And I really like to influence other students for them to understand the importance of animal welfare in their everyday teaching practice. My second reason is my genuine interest in animal welfare topics. I've been to a few animal welfare conferences. I also did a few papers about it, and I just think it's very interesting on how it can influence our future practices, as I just said. And I also worked already with the AWC. I cooperated with them. I know how they work. I just enjoy teamwork also, and I have leadership skills, so I think that would be very helpful. Yeah, these are my main reasons, and please keep in mind that I truly care about animals, and that's my main reason. So thank you very much for listening, and see you guys.
So same question here. Have you been part of the committee maybe spoken to the chair?
No, I have not been part of the committee and I haven't been able to get in touch with the chair.
Okay. Was Maya part of the animal welfare committee? No. Moving on to the next committee, working on policies. Melissa, would you like to present your
Hi, I'm Melissa Novak. I'm not really an annoying person who sits over there and talks from GA. So essentially, I'm pretty excited to be chair. I know it's a tough position, and I know not a lot of people want to do it. So I think that I was on the committee last year, and I was editor for the working group. It's been really cool to see it grow. I was in Indonesia when we sort of started a lot of rumors about it, and Kim, who's the original president at the time, and I would meet in the mornings for breakfast and go through bylaws and stuff before they're presented to the GA, which was kind of fun to see that grow into a working group, and hopefully we can end up being a standing committee later on. This is my fourth IVSA conference, and I'm in my final year of school, but I will make time to get things to work, and hopefully I can have a good team to help me with all of that. That's about it. I'm excited to finally have an actual crown that I can wear for IVSA Grammar Queen.
Okay, moving on to nominees for student wellness, or the study committee on wellness. Xavier, please come down.
Hello everybody, my name is Xavier, I'm from IVSA Portugal, and today I will talk about us. Veterinary is one of the most beautiful jobs you can do. It's up to you to dignify life in all forms and evolutionary stages. But too many times we have to compromise our own life in order to do it. That compromise many times is not healthy, but in a true altruistic way, we do it without even looking back. So we truly need to remember that if we want to have better veterinary care, we have to take better care of our veterinarians. We need to do real change from the beginning. Change the way we look at education and put the student at the center. Education in veterinary medicine is now a global subject being perfected from all around the world. New material, new methods, new ways of teaching, but the way students are understood has still not changed. We have not to focus on how that education reaches the student, on what emotional state do they receive it, and what's their ability to truly learn and motivate them to be better. This is what I think. This speech could have passed through my experience or my work, but I think no one can be prepared for something like this without doing it before. So above all of it, it's passion for change and for the better. Work is love, and our work is most certainly a labor of love. Not only for beer, but for so much more. And I'm glad that we have reached the time to make it a work of self-love. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Hi, my name is Felicia Patel. I'd like to apply for the chair of the Student Wellness Committee. I'm currently chair of the Standing Committee on Veteran Education. I would like to apply the skills that I've used in steering being applied to the Student Wellness Committee. Student wellness and well-being is an important subject for me, and I think it's a subject that should not be dismissed. I'm glad that IVSA is providing not only academic support but emotional support as well. And I'm glad that this is happening, and I would like to be at the forefront of this. In terms of my plans for the Student Wellness Committee, I would like to start producing articles on student wellness, wellbeing and support. I'd also like to collaborate with other committees and medical organisations on producing articles, resources on wellness, wellbeing, depression and stress, because all these issues seem to be quite uniform within the medical field. And also like to start hosting workshops in IVSA events. So those are my general plans for the Student Wellness Committee, and I'd also actually like to encourage universities to start incorporating workshops into their curriculum, because I think it's important that universities are providing emotional support to students, because it can naturally increase academic performance and stability of the students, and I'd also like to provide support to postgraduates as well. So those are my general plans for the Student Wellness Committee, and I'm sure we will be productive this year and have a good start to the new committee. So yeah, that's my presentation, and I hope you guys are having fun in Vienna and enjoy yourself and have a safe trip back home. Bye.
So I am Juliette Chauvet. I am the president of IVSA Alpha. And you have to know that last year I was at the Congress and I attended to the workshop of Emma on student wellness. And it really moved me to learn that there are so many wellness issues in the student world. So when I came back to France, I decided to first be the president of my chapter and also to do my thesis on student wellness in Europe. So I started to work on a survey to evaluate the wellness of the students in Europe. And I want to be part of the people that are going to change the situation, because I think it's important to learn that we are not as well protected as the medicine student, for instance. And as I was the president of my chapter this year, I know how to manage a team, and I love teamwork, and I'm not afraid of hardworking. Moreover, the position of chairman of this committee could be a great opportunity for me to combine my interest on wellness students and my love for agility. So I hope you didn't forget me since last year, and I hope you are joining the Congress. It's a great opportunity, so just enjoy and sing again. So bye and thanks. Not for me, please.
Okay, those were all nominations for committee chair of the Standing Committee on Wellness. Since the question about previous PhDs in the committee is not relevant, since there was no previous committee, is there another question that someone would like to ask? If there are no questions, thank you very much. Next up, we have the ad hoc committee on IVSA case positions. Kiki and Ryan, who can do some What are you?
Well, most of you may know me maybe as a representative of Caroline Giselle or as a secretary for the PRC this year in IVSA. Well, for the ones who don't know me, I'm a sixth-year vet student in Utrecht University in the Netherlands. I will graduate around February or March next year. I'm doing a minor in governance and policy, and currently I'm doing an internship at the OIE in Paris. I was the secretary in my own MO the year before this year, and now I'm secretary of the PRC. As you all heard, my motivation for starting this ad hoc group in the GA. I won't go very much into detail about that, but basically what we want to do is to figure out what we want from this same position, what we can offer this person and what this person has to offer IVSA, how to hire this person and how to evaluate the usefulness and the work of this person, to present this to you in the special GA. I'm very motivated, and with my past experience in IVSA locally and globally, as well as currently my internship in international organizations, where there are a lot of vets working and they're getting paid and seeing what they do, I think I would be a good person to be the chair of this committee and to work together with two others in this group and the EXCO to present you something good on this subject for the special general assembly. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian, and I am from SADMA. I'm an exchange officer. I go to the University of Missouri, and I'm in my final year there, for those of you who know me. And I'd like to just start off with just a simple motion. Just like you can see and hear the change hit the table, I've spent the past year and a half seeing and witnessing change within IVSA has really motivated and moved me. And with changes comes opportunity for new growth and development, as we've seen not only in this GA, but in the past two GAs I've been a part of. This GA in particular, we've seen the development of a new idea of creating a paid position with IVSA. And this is not an exchange that I haven't witnessed or seen before. In fact, a year and a half ago, I was approached by a faculty member of a student organization I was a part of about starting the exact same thing in that organization. At the time, I was the vice president and acting president, and the veterinary student leaders were simply juggling too much, trying to manage their veterinary studies, along with trying to manage a very diverse and very large national organization. And so I took the reins and went ahead and spearheaded creating a forum for all of the members of that organization to figure out what we wanted from this person and what we wanted to do. In addition, I'm a member of SADMA, which in and of itself is a really large organization, and we have several paid positions in SADMA that have been present for quite some time. So I'd really like to utilize my experience and the resources I have to give back to this organization and to continue to see more and more change. I must say, Kiki is an excellent candidate as well, and I think whichever way you guys decide to go, that this committee is going to do awesome things, whether I'm the chair or a member of the committee, I'm happy to help.
There's a question from the speakers I will also ask Xavier just now after Austin. So starting a new committee is a lot of work. Do you feel like you have the time
Well, yes, I think I will have this time because I will be studying, but I'm not involved in my local MO anymore, and I, well, obviously won't be a secretary for IVSA Global anymore. So I know how to manage this time as I've been doing this for the past 2 years as well. So, and I think maybe the chair will be even more work, but I think I can manage.
As kind of been stated before, IVSA is really working all about working as a team. So I see this committee as working together as a group. But the chair does have a little bit of extra responsibility in making sure things get done. I think whether or not I am chair or if I'm on the committee or even I'm supporting the committee itself as a general member, I dedicate the time needed to get this get this initiative underway and really figure out what we as an organization would like to see.
Thank you guys very much. I will also repeat the question to the nominees for the Standing Committees on Wellness, because they're also starting a new committee. We will ask the question to both the BJG and we will write it on the motivation letter, since that they see it.
For me, it was always important when I started something new that the biggest draw we have is passion. And I think time comes along with that passion. So if I don't have the time, I will make it. And I really think days can have like 40 hours instead of 24. So I think with passion and hard work, everything is achieved. So that's my thank you.
And to close off the nomination presentations, we have Malcolm who will read out the letter from Michael, who is now elected as the chair of OPI.
Thank you for giving me this right to speak. I'm going to be Michael right now. Hey everyone, this is Michael from IVSA China Beijing. Sorry. After a year of working within SCOBY and observing the actual positive impact it has made on veterinary students around the world, I can say I'm thrilled and would really love to continue to work with SCOBY. Hence, I'm here today, spiritually, to elect for the position as chair of SCOBY. Having been involved in several projects with SCOBY, including hosting a workshop, finding and utilizing resources on EduPlus, making monthly leaflets, creating informational presence slides on veterinary professional map, working with SCOBY partners such as WikiVet and WikiVet Academy, handling content posted on SCOBY Facebook page, and most important of all, being a big user of SCOBY's content myself, I have found so much meaning in the work and the potential impact of SCOBY. With the leadership of our chair this year, the amazing and workaholic Abhisha Patel, I have witnessed the role model of a responsible and motivating leader. How one does to keep the workflow in check, how to continue to motivate committee members with continuing with their work, and the unconditional support she provides the committee. These are the characteristics I both respect and aspire to become, and surely if I am elected, I will follow such traits as a guideline. I have several projects in mind to both continue and innovate within SCOBY. These include the following. 1. To initiate an educational reform among institutions. This includes implementing strategies that was noted to be effective among students. The survey was completed previously by students on the veterinary education and to serve as the foundation of the project. We work with organizations such as China Veterinary Medical Association, American Veterinary Medical Association, etc., and consult with experts in medical education, in which I had the honor to meet many during the UFH conference. This will be an incredibly challenging project, but we will make each phase that count. 2. Continue to expand vet talks. Vet talks remain successful community within SCOBY, but we have not yet received much new content within the past year. We need to create an easier and sustainable message for students and professors to easily create a video, or this may be the problem that stops others from providing content. 3. Promoting SCOBY's content about non-English speaking countries. A successful example is IVSA China Beijing. We have worked with Greek media, we have journals such as Nation Free, Veterinary Tea Brief, etc., and translated their work for access for Chinese students. And of course, an EduPlus or other languages course will be created for the use of non-English speaking countries. And of course, continue working with EduPlus, maintaining relationships with partners, and continue to promote SCOBY among committing to the main work. Main projects will be initiatives suggested from new members of the committee. So, yes, your principal mission level. Thank you.
Okay, well, congratulations to all the nominees and all those elected. have one more point on the agenda, which is a presentation by the Federation of Veterinarians of Europe. I would like to welcome Dr. Jan Vaarten, who came here all the way from Brussels, Belgium. He's the executive director of the FDE. We work very closely together with them, and they always invite us to their General Assembly, and he will present a little bit about the organization. He is also organizing a workshop together with Samantha on networking and entrepreneurship after graduation for job opportunities. I will repeat a little bit more about the workshops right after the Q&A, so once you're recessed, please don't immediately leave because we have a few things to say. And now I would like to give a big round of applause for Dr. Jan.
Okay, good morning. Good afternoon, I should say. As Emma already said, I'm invited to speak to you about FDE, to present the Federation of Veterinarians of Europe. First of all, I would like to thank IVSA for this invitation. I think it's very fortunate that we have such a good collaboration, that we are so often together, and that we can share our work and work together towards our common goals. Before I will start with my presentation about FDE, I would like to introduce myself a bit so that you know a bit better who I am and where I come from. My name is Jan Vaarten. I'm a veterinarian. I graduated from the University of Utrecht many years ago. And after my graduation, I started to work in a mixed practice in the Netherlands. I stayed for a few years in the practice, and then I left the practice and I went to the pharmaceutical industry, to the research department. I worked on the development of vaccines, mainly vaccines for companion animals. I was involved in fields like immunology, biology, etc. And it was a very interesting experience for me to be in a company, to be in this field of veterinary work. Then the company was sold to another company and I left, and I was thinking, what's next? And I came to the conclusion that for me it would be very interesting to find something at, let's say, the edge of policy making and veterinary medicine. And I applied for a job in the Dutch Veterinary Association. I got that job and I worked there as a policy officer. From there I went to the Dutch Ministry of Agriculture in The Hague, where I worked for a few years on zoonotic diseases. And then I saw a new opportunity to work as a director of the Federation of Veterinarians in Europe. And I applied for that job and I got the job. And I must say, when I saw the announcement for the job, I thought, they don't know it yet, but they are looking for me. And that's something I want to talk with you about in this afternoon. How do you get that job and that feeling about that job? I'm now working in Brussels as director of the Federation of Veterinarians of Europe, and since 2010 we also do the Secretariat of the World Veterinary Association. That's about me. Then about the Federation. So the FVE is a federation of, let's see, 46 national veterinary veterinary organizations in Europe from 38 countries. 38 countries that includes all the 28, at this moment, 28 EU member countries, and 10 countries outside the EU, like Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, Belgian countries, etc. So these are national veterinary organizations. As you can see on the slide, there are more organizations than countries, and that's because from a number of countries we have 2 member organizations. That's to say we have the representative organization and the statutory organization, the regulating body. For example, from the UK we have the BVA, the British Veterinary Association, and also the IVSA, the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, that regulates the profession. From Germany there is the Bundesverband Praktisierende Tierärzte, representing body, and the Tierärzte Bundeskammer. From France, the Fédération des Syndicats, and also L'Ordre des Vétérinaires. So that explains why we have a bit more organizations and countries in the Federation. In addition to the national organizations, we also have 4 international organizations in FEE. So these organizations have members from different countries, and these organizations, they represent a specific part of the veterinary profession. The largest one, the UVP, they represent the veterinary practitioners. Then there is one, the UVH, they represent the hygienists. One about the veterinary state officers, so the official veterinarians that work on behalf of the authorities in the countries. And the last one, is the youngest one, and that represents the veterinarian education, research and industry. Altogether, through our member organizations, we estimate that we represent around 235,000 veterinarians all over Europe. On the picture you see a photo of one of our general assemblies. It's very comparable, I think, to your general assembly, where all our members come together. On this slide you see the countries that are in FEE, so let's say the whole western part of Europe. We don't go as far as Azerbaijan, etc., but let's say until Finland, the Baltic countries, Ukraine and Turkey, all these countries are in FEE. The mission of FEE is that we want to promote and to enhance animal health, animal welfare, public health and protection of the environment. So that's what we want to do, that's what we want to achieve. And there are many more organizations that have the same objectives, that want to promote animal welfare, that want to promote animal health. But the way we want to do it is by supporting veterinarians, by making it possible for the veterinarians in Europe to deliver their responsibilities in the best possible ways. So as an organization, we want to create the best possible conditions for veterinarians in Europe to do their job. So to see that there are sufficient medicines available, that there is good legislation, that there is good quality education, all that kind of thing that you need for a veterinary profession that can do its job as good as possible. And as is stated on this slide, is that as good as possible and recognized and valued by society. We believe that we are not only veterinarians because we like to be a veterinarian, we like to work with animals and all this kind of things, but also because we have to fulfill a role in society. And we have to make that connection with society. We have to have open ears and eyes to see what's going on in society. And as you well know, a lot is changing at the moment. For example, if you look to the concerns people have about animal welfare, etc., we really have to take these into consideration to be connected. I also think this mission is very much in line with the mission of IVSA. If I look to your mission, where you in fact try to achieve the same with focusing on students, we try to achieve this with focusing on people who are graduated. And therefore I think it's very clear that we must and we can work together very well. When I listened to all the presentations this morning of people who are candidate or are already elected for a specific position in IVSA, first thing I want to say, I'm very impressed by the way how many people are engaged and how many people want to work and contribute to IVSA. Very exciting. I'm very impressed by the speeches that were made, but I was most impressed by those speeches where people indeed make the connection between what their personal ambitions and goals are and how they can connect these to the mission of IVSA. So how do we bring together? This is what I want to achieve, this is what IVSA want to achieve, and how can I contribute to the greater good of IVSA. So, as already said, the objective of FE is to promote veterinary medicine and to support veterinarians. The main topics we are working on, as you can understand, is animal health, animal welfare, and veterinary public health. But also we do a lot on the exercise of the veterinary profession and veterinary education. And I will give you a few examples later on in my presentation. About the structure of our organization, we have a General Assembly that meets 2 times a year. In November we always have a meeting in Brussels. Brussels is the place where we are based, and that's done for creating more network opportunities for our member organizations with the politicians and decision makers in Brussels. And the other springtime General Assembly meeting that goes around, that's always hosted by one of our member organizations. We have a board of directors, 5 persons, and they are elected for 2 years and they can be re-elected once. There's a permanent office in Brussels, and I'm the head of that office. And as the office, I also always think we are on the one hand the eyes and ears of the organization. We have to see and to listen what's going on, what's happening, what's new in Brussels. And the other side, we are the mouth and the hands of the organization. We have to convey the message of the organization and do the work. We work in several working groups. They prepare positions for the board and then for the General Assembly. And these working groups are composed by experts from our member organizations. So every time we set up a new working group, we ask the member organizations to nominate people for these working groups, and then we set up the working group. One thing about the office in Brussels I want to say to that here is that we have almost always one student in the office. Students who have an interest in seeing what we do, in seeing how the work in Brussels is, etc. They are welcome to join us for, we always say, a minimum for 3 months. And during this period they can join us when we go to meetings, when we organize events ourselves, etc., to get a better impression of what's going on. And at the same time, we ask these students to prepare a paper on a certain topic that we select together. This is the current board of FEE, and I must say it's for the first time since I don't know how many years that there is no women in the organization. It's the result of a democratic process, but this time it's all men. From left to right you see Andrew Robertson from the UK, Arne Skjoldhagen from Denmark, then the President, Rafael again from Spain, Rens van Dolderburg from the Netherlands, and Zsolt Pinter from Hungary, so from different parts of Europe. They come together almost every 2 months in Brussels, and in between there are a lot of telephone conferences and Skype conferences. We interact with Several international organizations. We are more or less see that the spider in the web. On the top listed, of course, IVSA is an important one. But in fact, really the ones we have the most frequent interactions are the EU institutions. So the European Commission, the Parliament, the Council, and not at this time of the year, and Brussels is very calm, but let's say from the 1st of September onwards again, we are going to see them almost every day. We have a good, very good relation with the OIE. As a regional organization, so not a global organization, but as an organization for Europe, we don't have an official say in OIE, but we have exchanged formal letters with OIE where we have identified those topics we want to work together and what we are going to do there. And of course, veterinary education is one of them, antimicrobial resistance is one of them, the regulation of the profession, etc. We have a lot of collaboration with the chief veterinary officers, World Veterinary Association, of course, the office is in the same house, World Health Organization, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Then we have a very close relation with the American Veterinary Medical Association and the Canadian Veterinary Medical Association. We always go to their conventions and they come to our General Assembly meetings, and then many more other organizations in the field of animal health and welfare, public health, but also in the field of liberal professions, all that kind of organizations. To give you a bit more idea of topics we are working on, so that it's a bit more specific what we really do, I have listed a number on the next two slides, and the first I've listed here is the EU regulation on transmissible animal diseases. This is a complete new piece of EU legislation. In fact, it will replace all the existing legislation on transmissible diseases. The existing legislation has grown over the years, step by step. Every time there was a new outbreak, a new piece of legislation was created, and now it's brought all together in one horizontal framework with specific chapters for specific diseases. The basic legislation is just adopted, and now the next step is the implementation of this legislation in the member states. And of course, we look at this legislation from our perspective. How can we ensure, how can we strengthen the role of the veterinarian in delivering this? Then with the visitation and evaluation of the schools, we do this together with the EAEVE, the European Association of Establishments for Veterinary Education, so all the schools together. I guess many of you have heard about it. So teams of experts visit the school, they look at the self-evaluation report, they verify everything that is in the report, and if that is in line with what is in the standard operating procedure. The standard operating procedure was just renewed. This was also a big task. Then there's a new project, it's called Vet Futures. In fact, it started in the UK. It was started by the British Veterinary Association and the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons. And that looks into the future of the veterinary profession. How can we, as professions, shape or create our own future? Where are new opportunities? Where are the challenges? And how are we going to work on that? And in FEE, we are now seeing if we can, let's say, create the same kind of topic project, not for one country, but for the whole EU, Europe. Then another important one is the legislation about the veterinary medicines. It's completely renewed at the moment. It's under discussion in the Parliament and in the Council. And there, of course, are many articles that have a direct relation to what the vet can do, how he can do his work, how do we get, will there be enough medicines available, who is going to use, what are the conditions, etc. How we promote best practices. So it's a very important piece of legislation. of course, antimicrobial resistance is a hot issue there as well. And then the last one I put here is a self-assessment scheme for the veterinary statutory bodies. It's an assessment scheme we have set up for all these regulatory bodies for them to check if they fulfill their role, where are the strengths and the weaknesses. This was my introduction about FEE. I have a second part about another project we did. I don't know if I can go on with it. Otherwise, I can say maybe we can have some questions and comments first about FEE, and then we can see if there is still time to continue.
Are there any questions or comments?
I can understand you don't have many questions about FE. Now you have had so much information this morning that I guess your heads are almost full. But if you have other questions coming up later on in the break or later on this week, you can always contact me via email, telephone, or whatever. But I think that's one question here.
What do you think would be the role of veterinarians in the future in terms of One Health and the relationship with the public and the society? Because I think, at least I can speak for Portugal, and we're trying to really establish One Health in the country, and there is a big stigma, and people don't have really awareness of what's the true veterinary responsibility. So for you, what do you think will be the future in terms of this, to overcome this difficulty? Thank you.
Well, I think veterinarians have an important role to play in One Health, and I think it's very clear that animal health and human health are so close linked together. There are many issues, not only transmissible diseases, but also the use of medicines, all that kind of thing. So I think that's a very important role for the veterinary profession. But it's very important to be clear about that role and to communicate about that role, because I think many people don't know about it and they don't see it. I think one of the things we have to work on is that in public we are seen, the veterinary profession is seen as clinicians treating animals. Many veterinarians are clinicians who treat animals, but there are many more who do other things. And I think it's up to the profession itself to work on that and to make that visible. And if we succeed in that, we can also strengthen and promote our role in One Health. So it's a matter of communication mainly. Then I will skip a few slides on the next part in the sake of time, but it's about the report, the survey we did on veterinary profession in Europe. The whole survey, the whole report is now free available on our website. When you go to the homepage, www.fe.org, you will find it and you can read it from A to Z if you want. This survey was completed last year, 2015, and our goal was to try to get more information about the current status of the profession. How many veterinarians do we have in Europe? Where are they working? What are the future opportunities, etc. So to have a better picture, because so far we had a lot of estimations or assumptions, but there was no real data. So we said we need to have more clear evidence. So as I said, assess current situation and generate recommendations for the future. Some countries already had done this kind of work, but it was all scattered in different reports and there was no all over European view. The study was done by an external organization, and it was done by collecting information from sources that are available, for example from Eurostat, etc., and also by online surveys amongst veterinarians. a picture of the report, and these are the chapters that are in the report. And as I already said, you can find it on our website. I don't go into every detail because then I would still be here by the end of the afternoon. These are the countries that have participated, complete or partially, in the survey, and over 30,000 veterinarians have filled in the questionnaire. Then some of the findings. Read it. So in total, according to this survey, we have in FE around 242,000 veterinarians. A large percentage is under 40 years of age, so it's a completely new wave of veterinarians coming into the profession. At this moment, a bit more than 50% is female. It's changing, and I will show you that in the next slide. 80% almost is working full time. There's not much underemployment, but that figure can be a bit biased because we think that most of the people who have filled in the survey are employed, so they may not be a correct figure. Most people work in the private practice, and that's also shown in this pie chart where you see that 60% of the profession at this moment works in the private practice, and around 20% in public service. But there are great differences country to country. Some countries, the share that works in the public service is much larger. On this slide, you see the changes in the gender of the population. You see on the right side, that's more the side where I am, it's a male-dominated profession. If you go to the left side, it's a female-dominated profession, and that's changing. And so around halfway 40s, it's about 50-50. But if you look to the future, these people will come up more and more. So for that reason, it's also important that in FE you will also have good ladies in the board. This slide gives an overview of how veterinarians think they are regarded by the general public, ranked per country, and there you see great differences between the country by country. So the feeling that veterinarians have themselves, how they are appreciated by the people, varies greatly. And one of the next steps we want to do is of course to find out what is the reason for this. How real is it? Is it a perception or is it a real fact? And if it is a fact, what is the reason behind it? We have some ideas what could be the reason behind it, but we have to validate that and be more sure about it. This is, I will go over. This one thing I want. Oh yes, this is one slide I really want to show you, and then the fourth bullet point I think is one that you have to see in relation to the fact that more and more women are coming up in the profession, which we know is not new, but still, in fact, ladies earn quite a lot less than men do in the same position. So I think that's also something to work on, something to find the reasons, why is that, and what are we going to do there. Then some of the other findings that came out of the survey is that about 70% of the people who filled in the survey said that they believe that there are too many new veterinarians coming to the market. Areas they see where more veterinarians will be needed are animal welfare, companion animals and exotic animals, disease control, and environmental protection of the environment. This is what the answers from the people who filled in the survey. What they also thought was that to meet the challenges for the next year is that more specialization will be needed, more business training is needed, and more legislation is needed. So these are also things I think it's interesting for you to keep in mind that, and it was already said before, being graduate is one step, but from there you have to go on and think further. What do I want to do? How do I keep up with standards? Do I want to specialize, etc.? Because this is also where the wishes of the society are going. Some of the recommendations. We need to look further in what are the possibilities. How can we expand possibilities for veterinarians? Where are fields that veterinarians can work with that they don't have access yet? The gender issue is already a point we have to work on that. Need to increase core skills, business, legal and financial skills. I think that's one thing in being a veterinarian, and the other one is being, let's say, a good veterinarian. Being a veterinarian, the basic things are what you learn as a veterinarian for anatomy, physiology, disease, etc. But to apply this knowledge in the field in a good way, you need to know more about what's going on. And I often think, it's not mentioned here, but personal skills are equally important as veterinary skills. I think we often think that you are trained very well in veterinary medicine, and the personal skills you will pick up along the way. You will deal with it. And sometimes I wonder if it is not the other way around. We have to select people on their personal skills, attitude, and then say, well, if they are the right person, they will be able to learn veterinary medicine. The next thing we want to repeat this report in a few years' time to see what are the trends and what is changing and how do we react on that. I realize that I went over it very quickly, but I think you already, as I said, you already have more than enough information. You can read the whole report on the website, and if you have questions or comments, feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And some of you will be in the workshop group. So the chair would like to entertain a motion to recess until the scheduled time for GF5.
Vanuit Galapsan side is
Second. Any objections to recess? Okay, we are recessed. Please stay seated because we have a few things to say about the workshop. Everyone who's leaving the workshop, please come down. So the first workshop we have is by Dr. Margaret and Samantha, which will be focusing on networking and how to present yourself with job interviews and other many things. That will be in this room. So you can stay here. We'll have lunch until 2, and after we start the workshop, if your lunch isn't finished, to stay to the workshop with you. The other workshop is with me, that is on student wellness, and we'll be focusing on kind of a brainstorm on what the issues are, what you feel is important, and how we're going to move forward. The next.
Yes. As I said before, so my workshop is more about like if you have no clue about IVSA, so it's the first time and you want to be more involved, but you don't exactly know how to do that. This is what the workshop will be about on a global scale, communities, whatever. Okay?
Hi guys, I'm having a workshop about fundraising in your MO, and a little bit about sponsor and how you can get sponsors in your MO for the development fund, but also for your own MO, so it'll be fun.
So I will be leading a workshop with Clara and Sam,
So that one help. If you want to know more about one help, you will be giving you the background and what it is, and I will be giving some debriefing about the game we did with the disease outbreak, and yeah, to give examples about content issues. So we are going to host 12 workshops with AFI, and it's going to be about learning styles, different kind of models of learning styles, and then the second part will be about the ethical issues, about using animals in veterinary medicine education, and the new methods of teaching.
Okay, so please just make sure that everyone should follow the person that you want to be in the workshop with. You can sign up for the workshop still for a little bit longer. They're outside on the counter. So networking is here, and for the other workshops, you're going to follow the person that you're in the workshop with. Wait, there's way more announcements, so don't.
For roll call tomorrow, you guys all have to say a word in German. To find a word in German that you know to say, and then Austrian. Okay, Austrian as well, guys. There's more announcements. Just wait. As well as for the J6, there'll be you guys will have to sing a Disney song, and I think that's the announcement.
Yeah, we announced. Okay, guys. So first, I need to be able to German text today. So this is the GA. I'm looking in the room. The room is fitting 300 people, and we are 260. So look around. There are a lot of empty spots. Guys, you were like selected to be the representative of your country and your MO. We do know that you drink and party, but you also have to wake up in the morning, be in time for GA, and be here and actually be part of the Congress and take the chance to speak up and be involved in GA because you got selected. And other people were turned down because you have to represent your country. And if you're like the only person from your country, only 2 or 3, then at least someone needs to be here to speak in the name of your other students from home, okay? So please, please, please make sure at least someone is here at roll call in the morning. That's the first thing. Then, okay, so lunch first we'll see stuff. Lunch will be outside packed in the bus, so you can grab it outside. You have only like half an hour left for lunch. If you're not done with your lunch, bring it with you to your workshop. We will meet outside of the building, in front of the building, and you just follow your leader. First thing. Second thing, the group is not going to the EO meeting, so everyone who's not going to the EO meeting needs to be at dinner at 5:30.